Hello everybody, Daniel here, and welcome once again to Showdown Sunday. And today, we're looking at a team that's inspired by the first competitive team that I ever made. First team I ever made was a team that switched between Sandstorm and Hail. So, that's what we are looking at. We've got Breezy and Dusty here, good old Bomb and Stone and Tyranno. We've got Magma the Heat Round. We've got our specially defensive Scissor, which is a really weird Life Orb set that I thought of ages back and I've fallen in love with since then. We've got a monstrous Kyurem Black with a Choice Scarf. This thing has 482 attack, so yeah, that just destroys things. Like, it's really insanely powerful. And we've got our Skarmory, which is going to be our bulky defensive wall. So we got the main bulk defense core, which is Skarmory and Heatran. We've got our main offense core, which is the Kyurem, and kind of gets the Tyranitar as well, which is our standard Choice Scarf. Physically based this time, and not going with the special this time around. And then, of course, we've got the Abomination, which does a lot of damage, takes a lot of damage too. It's kind of got just weird physical set going on with a bit of investment for hidden power fire. This works kind of well. The main problem this team has is, of course, entry hazards, because I haven't got a spinner, and that's going to spell short end for both our Tyranitar and our Abomination. So you have to strike fast, you have to do as much damage as you can, and potentially deal with the hazard setter-uppers before they get going. That's kind of the goal of this team. It's a lot of fun to use, and once again, it is inspired by the first competitive team I ever used, so it's kind of a bit of a nostalgia trip for me as well. I'm using it. So that's kind of nice. Let's jump into the first battle. Okay, and we seem to have an incredibly offensively based OU team here, and I'm talking like really defensively based. Like, dear God, look at all those threats that they got. Got a Salamence, a Garchomp, a Staraptor, a Lucario, a Scizor, all of them in themselves, like offensive monsters, and an Espeon as well, which could potentially be offensive as well. So we are going to have our work cut out. Now, fortunately, the idea is that if we do enough damage to, say, the Scizor and the Lucario there, our Kyurem can pretty much come in and destroy anything it wants to. Because it's a Kyurem, it's got 482 attack. You can't resist that. You just don't. It's absolute monster when it gets going. And thankfully nothing on this team is Ice type as well, so it's not going to be resisting the Hail nicely. So let's set that up immediately. He's just going to go straight for the Espeon. We've got the Hail up, so this is a good start for us. Now, I'd love to go for the Wood Hammer, deal a truckload of damage to it, but it could have the hidden power fire. So we are going to just ever so quickly scout this with our Heatran. He's actually just going to go straight for the hazards. Okay, now we can't go for the roar on this. We can't even go for the magic bounce or anything, so our best bet, just go for the lava plume, deal as much damage as we possibly can. Now, he's probably not going to wind up staying on this Heatran now, because he's not going to be able to deal that much damage to it. So I think his idea here is just get his screens up as fast as he can, go into a setup sweeper, which he's got potentially one of four. Staraptor's probably not a setup sweeper, the rest all could be. And then he's going to try and just destroy me from there, destroy me. So I'm just going to go straight for the roar. He's probably not going to want to switch. He actually goes for the substitute, which is really unfortunate, because now we're into a random Pokemon, and we've been sent out into our Tyranitar. Well, it could have been worse, I guess. Guess we can take that out of this situation. And now I've got no idea what he wants to do. He's got substitute and screens, so he could just go for the baton pass here, kind of pass on the sub to someone. I'm not entirely sure what this guy wants to do, so I'm just going to go straight for the crunch. Sure enough, he's going to go for the baton pass. I managed to call that nicely. He's probably going to go into one of his bulky-ass steel types right now. Well, not bulky, I suppose. It is a Scizor and a Lucario. It's going to be a bit of a problem either way. We're going to have to just kind of get a crunch off on the Lucario. That's going to set up in our face now, so this is becoming bit of an increase in problem. Luckily, we have our Skarmory. This has Whirlwind. He's going to go for the Sword Dance right now. It's going to get a hefty bit of damage off in the Skarmory, but we are going to be able to just go straight for the Whirlwind and not have to worry about it. Sure enough, he's going immediately for the close combat. Oh, dear God, we barely lived that. Yeah, this guy's strategy just seems to be constant, just kind of setting up the screens, going out into something more offensive, and just going from there. Now, we should be able to take a Bullet Punch quite nicely here, so we can just kind of roost off the damage. He's actually just going to go for another Sword Stance. Okay, well, let's go straight for another Whirlwind. We are going to need to get spikes up on this team, because this guy seems to just be kind of doing this all over the place, just kind of setting up as fast as he can with absolutely everything. Now we've got him out to the Garchomp. I'm just going to go straight for the Whirlwind again, because I'm going to predict another Sword Stance. He's already revealed two. Sure enough, this is his third guy with a Sword Stance. So, and now he's out to his Salamence, and I don't know what this is going to want to do either. He could be just kind of getting sick of all the potential Sword Stances that I am going for, and he could just kind of attack me this turn with the potential Fire Blast. Scouting that, I'm going to go out to my Heatran and just kind of hope that he doesn't. He's actually going to go for the freaking Dragon Dance. Dear God, this guy who just wants to set up in my face. Well, he's obviously going to go for the Earthquake, I suppose. He potentially has Fire Fang or something. It really depends on what his next move is. He might be packing the Fire Blast. If he is packing that, we are going to have a huge problem on our hands. If he is not, then we should be okay. He's not going to go for another Earthquake straight away on the Skarmory because this doesn't seem to be his guy's style. We can go into our Heat Round, kind of scout if he has the Fire Blast. Sure enough, he does. Now he's got complete reason to once again go for the Fire Blast. So we are going to have to deal with it. He might just go for a double Fire Blast, predicting us to switch out to a Skarmory. But then again, he could be predicting that as well. And then, oh God, this is really confusing. He could just go straight for the Earthquake, he could go for the Fire Blast. Let's just go to our Skarmory again, and let's kind of scout what he wants to do one more time. He's going to go for the Earthquake. Now I'm going to bank on him predicting that I'm going to switch back to my Heat Round, which means I'm going to go for, once again, another Whirlwind. He seems to be taking just a slight bit of time. Just going to go straight for Fire Blast. This guy's making so many obvious plays right now. Oh my God. Okay, well, luckily, we do have a Bomb in the Snow, and a Bomb in the Snow is blessed with the gift of Ice Shard. This is an expert belt, a Bomb in the Snow, by the way, so it deals a bit of extra damage and it's super effective. So, that's dealt with. Don't have to worry about that monstrous Salamence just destroying the entire team. So that is quite nice for us. We kind of dealt with that Master. He's going to go straight back out into his Espeon. We know this has no offensive moves, so we can kind of just destroy this with a Wood Hammer. He's going to go straight for the Reflect. That's not going to save him, and now he doesn't have Bolt Screens up, which is a very nice situation for us. He's not going to be able to bat and pass his substitute around either, so we have kind of just dealt with his Espeon. We're 2 Pokemon down. We're doing well here. He's going to go straight into his Lucario. He could go straight for close combat. He could actually just go for another Sword Stance. What am I going to want to do here? Well, I've got the Hail up. I still got Kyurem. I do have my own Kyurem, so I could potentially do an awful lot of damage to him. I have nothing I really want to switch in on this Lucario, so I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake. He's actually just going to go straight for the Sword Stance, so we get a nice old chunklet of damage off on him there, which is fantastic. It, honest to God, is. Now he's probably going to go for the close combat. Unfortunately, we've tragically lost Skarmory at this stage in time, so we are not going to be able to switch out to that. He's definitely going to go for the close combat. We may just have to take a hit for the team here. I'm going to go straight for the Ice Shard, just deal a little bit of chip damage. Let's find out if this guy's Life Orb. He's just going to kind of go for the close combat there. He's going to get all the defense drops. Sure enough, actually, he is running the Life Orb on this guy, so this is good information for us. And actually, even with the defense drops, we can actually just go straight to our Scissor. We can just go for a Bullet Punch. We can kind of just take this thing clean out. We don't even need to go into a Kyurem just yet, so that is fantastic for us. This guy doesn't seem to be banking too much on switches. He's very much staying agile. And I should have actually predicted that, by the way. That was a bad play on my part. I could have got my own Sword Stance up, because now he's definitely going to switch into his Garchomp. And he's probably going to set up another Sword Stance. Then he's going to go for the Earthquake. This guy seems to just be setting up with absolutely everything he can. I'm going to guess that maybe a Choice Scarf Staraptor as his last guy. So now he's going to switch into his Garchomp. I don't know what this guy is going to want to do. Let's see, he might go for just the standard fire move. I know that my Kyurem can kind of take that, and thanks to the powers of the Choice Scarf, it means an Outrage will kind of just kill. Actually, we'll just go for the safe Dragon Claw even, because we don't need to go straight for the Outrage. He still does have that Scissor on his team. He's definitely not going to go for Outrage on a Scissor. That's kind of silly. He's going to just try and set up. We have a Choice Scarf. We are going to be faster than him. Dragon Claw, he's not going to live, because this is a Kyurem. And oh my, what? How did he live that? This thing is 482 attack. Dear God, that's never happened before. Okay, that's disastrous. Well, luckily he's locked into Outrage now, so we can kind of just go for a Bullet Punch here. I'm kind of hoping that this will take him out. Okay, crit Bullet Punch. We didn't have to risk that. We're going to take a lot of damage from the Rough Skin combination along with the Life Orb. Dear God. Oh, that just always gets me with freaking Kyurem. He has monstrous attack, and yet sometimes he just doesn't take it out. I do not understand that for the life of me. What's this guy want to do now? He could potentially go for the close combat. He could just go straight for the Brave Bird. Either way, I'm going for a Bullet Punch. I'm just going to do a little chunklet of damage. Unfortunately, we do not really have much attack investment in this guy, and sure enough, he's actually just going to be able to take us clean out there, so that's really unfortunate. Thankfully, his screen's work. That's why he lived, the screen! It half the damage. Okay. I didn't do anything wrong there. Dragon Claw should have killed him. I forgot about the screen. So that was just a bad play on my part. Okay, so scouting from the Bullet Punch. Superpower should probably be enough to take him out thanks to that defense drop. We know that he's got the Scissor still as well. So let us just go straight for that Superpower. He's actually going to go... What? Oh, yeah, he's Choice Scarf. Okay, oh, God. Oh, we're in a tight spot, guys. Let's go into our Heat Round. And let's pray that we live this and finish him off with a lava plume. We're gonna die horribly. Oh god. Okay, we've dealt with that. Now we need to hope that our slight bit of speed investment is going to block the potential superpower from this scissor, because I know it has it. Let's go for that lava plume. Please don't be a speedy scissor. Please don't. Okay, thank you. We just barely managed to win that game. Dear God, that guy had a really offensive team. Sometimes you just gotta get those, you kind of have to deal with it. It's very difficult, especially when they start setting up screens like that. We got kind of lucky in the end there, though. I should have really paid attention more to the screen. I could have taken out that Garchomp clean if I had actually noticed that the reflect was indeed up. But we still managed to win the game in the end, so I'm not going to complain about that. Still a GG in my book, so we're still doing well. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, so every now and then it just seems to be a Volcarona that crops up. This happened before in the first Pokemon commentary. It's just a freaking Volcarona. Let's just go straight out into our Choice Scarf around our Stone Edge that guy. He's not even going to let us do it. This just seems to happen. Honestly, this is not even the second time I've seen that Volcarona just crop up like that. I do not understand. I just don't. Okay, let us jump into our next game. This is a really standard looking OU team. You've got your Volt Switch Jolteon, your kind of Banded Dragonite, some kind, possibly Dragonite, especially defensive heat round, some kind that's going to be firing off shots. You got a Scizor as well, Ferrothorn. It's just, this is like the faces of OU pretty much. So we can kind of just predict like even standard movesets for most of the things here. So that's pretty fantastic for us. It means we don't have to worry too much. I'm going to guess he's going to want to leave his Jolteon and get off the stab Volt Switch at the start. That's just going to go straight for the Ferrothorn here. So fair enough, whatever you want to do. The Lava Plume is so painfully obvious here that I'm actually just going to go straight for the Stealth Rock. And, okay, yeah, he's see, the Lava Plume is so obvious that he just predicted the Lava Plume. So, what are you going to do? Okay, so what's he going to want to do next? Could go out to Starmie, could go out to here. I'm just going to go straight for the Earth Power here. He's not going to chance a second turn. That's really ballsy on his. Okay, this guy needs to be taught a lesson. This guy just needs to be taught, because that's too ballsy. Like, you're pushing it when you're going for the spikes on top of the Stealth Rock when there's a Heat Ran in your face. What are you doing? And now he's just going to go for the Heat Ran. This thing actually has a balloon. That's a bit disastrous for us, but we don't really have much to fear. This sure enough going to go for the Heat Power, Earth Power. I don't think he's going to be ballsy enough to go for a straight up fire move on my own Heat Ran. Sure enough, he's not. Trying to go for a nice bit of a safer play there. So that's pretty nice. We can kind of now switch out to a Tyrande, and he's potentially going to go for a fire move here. We can take that quite nicely. He probably won't go for a second Earth Power in a row. Again, kind of ballsy to do. And sure enough, he just kind of goes for the standard Flamethrower here. He doesn't know I'm Scarfed at this point, which is pretty fantastic from my part. Now, I could just go for a Stone Edge here. Kind of do... Actually, yeah, Stone Edge will just kind of do good damage to pretty much everything, bar the Starmie. I actually get a crit on the Stone Edge, which is pretty fantastic. Hacks is hacks, I do apologize. You might have just lived that, but I'm still going to take that as a kill. Heat Ran has been dealt with, so that's pretty fantastic. And he's going to go straight to a Scizor here. Now, he's probably going to predict me to switch at some point, which means that setting up for him is probably his priority right now. So we're going to go straight out into a Skarmory. We're going to Whirlwind him out. We're not really going to let him set up too much. Sure enough, he's going to go straight for the Sword Stance here. We can, even if he goes for the Superpower, we can take that. I've gotten in the fear there. I can go straight for the Whirlwind kind of with confidence. He's probably just going to even go for the Bug Bite. He may not even have the Superpower. I don't really know what the Scissor's going to be running as yet. Sure enough, actually, he does have the Superpower. He's just going to go straight for it. I could have potentially gone for a Brave Bird there. He just seemed to actually be the Life Orb variant. Could have done an awful lot of damage to him. Now he's out to his Dragonite. This might be a Setter-Upper as well. Setter-Upper, I gotta stop saying it like that. Sweeper is the right term for it. I'm gonna go straight for another Whirlwind. A Fire Punch, even at this round, it may not take me out. I'm kind of banking that it won't, and he won't go for it. Oh, damn it. Oh, okay, well, okay, maybe that was a bit too ballsy. I even kind of anticipated that happening. So, what are we going to do next? I could just go out to a Abomasnow. I could just go for the Ice Shard, take him clean out with that. I could potentially go out to my Kyurem, do an awful lot of damage to him with a Dragon Claw. Nothing's really going to want to take that. What I'm actually going to do is, as soon as I decide what I'm actually going to do, this is a Leftovers Dragon. I have to bear that in mind, so it's probably going to be a more bulky variety. Honestly, if I just go actually out into my Tyranitar and get off another Stone Edge, none on his team really appreciates that all that much. So let's just go straight for it. If it stays in with Dragonite, that's fine with me. Gonna do an awful lot of damage. Actually take a clean out once again. That's fine with me. Dragonite has been dealt with. That is grand. And we've only got 3 Pokemon left in this team now. And we've still got our Heatran as well, which is going to be fantastic for dealing with the Jolly. He's going to go straight back out into the Scissor. I'm going to kind of predict that he's going to go for a U-turn or something. He's not going to go straight for the Bullet Punch. I think that's too obvious a play. Okay, forget what I said, because that was stupid on my part. Oh, God. Okay. Well, thankfully, his Scissors now racking up the damage to the point where even an Outrage from a Kyurem should be enough to actually take it out. So that's pretty fantastic right now. It's really nice for us. Let us go out to our Heatran here. That's kind of, hopefully we are faster than this guy. This guy does have some speed investment, so we should be able to take his superpower. It'll just go before the superpower even. He's actually just going to go straight for his Starmie, sure enough. Let's just kind of go for a laugh and do up a nice bit of damage on him. He actually resists that quite nicely there. So if we actually go for the Earth Power here, we should be able to do off a significant amount of damage. You don't really need our Heatran for much now. A Surf shouldn't be enough to kill us. So let's just kind of go for the Earth Power. If he has a Hydro Pump, that might just be enough. No, he's just going for the Surf. And he has actually got Life Orb as well. So we're going to be able to take him out clean out because of that extra bit of damage on him. So that's very nice. He's only got 2 guys left in this team now. We're still in a very good position. Now we can do an awful lot of damage to him. He's just going to go straight for the Jolteon here. So predicting that, what's he gonna want to do here? He's probably just gonna go straight for the Volt Switch or something. It's what I'm kind of anticipating right now. I'd love to just get as much damage off on him as I possibly can right now, so I'm gonna go straight out into my Bomb Stone. I think that don't really need much at this point. Getting the Hail up would be kind of nice, and then my team will kind of appreciate it. So she's just going to go straight for the T-Ball. I'm just going to go for the Ice Shower. I'm trying to get off as much damage as I just possibly can at this point. Not really concerned much faster. I can switch to the Scissor. I'm actually at a crit on the Ice Shard. It doesn't matter too much because with our Scissor having Bullet Punch, we would have been able to take that out nice and clean anyway. So it kind of looks a bit hacksy there that we got it. I am tired of you hacks. It doesn't honestly matter. I did have the Scissor. It's completely irrelevant to the end result of this game. He is going to still lose because of that. So what are we going to switch into? Because Breezy actually just died from that Signal Beam. What are we going to want to do here? Honestly, yeah, just going straight out to the Scissor. His only real option is to start firing off a bunch of superpowers. And our Scissor, we know we can kind of take that nicely. He's probably not going to go for a superpower on the first go. We know that this guy has a Life Orb. He can go for the superpower on the first go if he wants, but it'll lower his defense, it'll lower his attack. It means that Kyurem will be able to take him clean out. We actually managed to even live that, and we get to set up a sword stance now as well, which means that we can just go straight for the Bullet Punch. If he goes for a Bullet Punch as his own, he's still going to be racking up that damage. We still have our Heatran to switch into, so he's probably just going to succumb like pretty much to the Hail and the combination of the Life Orb with it. Sure enough, actually, yeah, just kind of calculating that out there. Let's just go straight into our Heatran here. We should hopefully live the hazards. Oh, God. Okay, well, hopefully a Bullet Punch will not be enough to take us out here. Actually, oh, this actually looks really close, doesn't it? Okay, he's going straight for the Bullet Punch. He's got no reason not to go for the Bullet Punch, but we managed to live that thanks to the Superpower. Let's just go straight for that Dragon Claw, and we clean up the game there. Kyurem getting the last kill there. I'll say GG anyway, even though he's kind of raged on the hacks a bit. It really didn't have any matter. We still won the game. We would have won it regardless. So that is GG right there. And so that's going to be it for this week's Showdown Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's really kind of a semi-nostalgia trip just to use this team again. It's a bit different to the original one that I had. But then again, I did have a Bastiodon on my original team. Yes, I know it's not something I advise for competitive. So I kind of just had to switch it about there though. I also added the core of, I suppose, Heatran and Skarmory. Again, something I didn't really have. The main members from it, the Scizor, the Tyranitar, and of course the Abominable Snow. Before then I used to have the Frostlass, a Garchomp, and a Bastiodon on that original team of mine. It was my first competitive team. Had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, it's kind of just nice to use that kind of tactic again, just switching up the weather. You do a lot of chip damage to everything, and also you got some really nice kind of offense that's kind of covered. I have the grass and ice typing with him, and then just everything in general, it really just works well on this team. You have a lot of types covered, and you can do a lot of damage. The only thing that it kind of lacks is it could use some more fighting type moves. Honest to God, could, but what are you gonna do? Like, our only form of it at the moment is Superpower at the trainer, but I'll rework it at another point and I'll add that to the team so we cover that. So that's gonna be it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.